got shocked and burned, hope that didn't happen to you in real life, asks, hello, how come Gregorian masses cost upwards of $450 now? I don't know if that's like a blanket price for most of these, Father, but as it is, it's pretty hard to actually receive this Gregorian masses. But what do you think about the price tag associated here?
Well, I wonder if the name got shocked and burned was because of the cost of the Gregorian masses. I want to start by just saying a bit about why there is money involved with masses, because we know that buying and selling spiritual things is sinful. It's called simony. It comes from the New Testament. Simon Magus, who was a magician that asked the apostles to sell him the power to confirm and to bring down the Holy Ghost. So wouldn't offering money for a mass be simony or sinful? But in fact, it's not the case, because the laborer is worthy of his hire. On the old days, the mass offering, the offering of money, or in some cases it wasn't money. In the early days, it was sort of like food, chickens, bread, other ways to support the priest. This is how the priest was able to upkeep himself, live, buy hosts, buy vestments, and so on. The faithful would make an offering, ask for a mass to be offered in the name of a living or deceased person, and then they would make their offering, whether it was the food, or in later days, we don't really have a place to keep live chickens here at the rectory, so people will offer money. And usually in most places, I think nowadays a mass offering is around $10. Of course, we don't put a value on the mass, and we shouldn't really say we're buying the mass, because it's not really like buying a
transaction,
at the store. Right? It's not a transaction, right? It's a donation for the upkeep of the laborer, you might say. So what is a Gregorian mass? Well, a Gregorian mass is where you have 30 masses offered in a row consecutively with no breaks in the day for somebody who has died. And there was a particular story of this brother who received, I guess, a visit from somebody who had died, and anyhow the church confirmed that this Gregorian mass is efficacious for somebody who has died. Now, the trouble is, it's hard these days to get a Gregorian mass, because it's hard to find a priest who actually can offer 30 masses for the same intention for 30 days without any breaks. I, as a pastor, cannot do it, because by canon law, I'm bound every Sunday and Holy Day to offer what's called a pro popolo mass, which means I have to offer mass for the people without taking any sort of offering for that mass. Many other priests are in a parish, and there's a lot of people that have masses offered, and so it's not really fair to kind of block out the whole month for one person when there's a lot of people that have different requests and needs for their masses. So traditionally, you might find a monastery where there's monks that could take these things, sometimes in a seminary, or a priest that was maybe working as a hospital chaplain or university, something like that. It's harder to find. They are out there, but they're not so easy to find anymore. You're saying, why are they upwards of $450? Well, in some places, so the diocese will set the rate, you might say, for the normal rate for a mass offering. And like I said, in a lot of places it's $10. I know a couple places where it's $5. Some places it's 15 or 20. So if you multiply 30 masses by 15, you get 450. So is that exorbitant? Well, no, I think that's actually a little bit undervalued, because to be able to find somebody to offer a Gregorian mass is pretty valuable. So that's Amen. Where that's at.